Oh, bit of an early start today is this one. Today we are visiting the Isles of Scilly, just off the south coast of Cornwall, about southwest. Never been before, heard great things from the woman at the spa in Outwood. She used to live down here, so clearly she is the expert of all things that are Cornish. Aiden's not in the best mood this morning. He got up 10 minutes ago. Needed his lie-in, did the old lad. On the cans already, are we, fellas?
No, aye lad. One in Cornwall.
One in Cornwall, so what time are we on? 2 minutes past 8 in the morning, and the first can has been cracked. It is. I think this one's us. Longer walk than I anticipated. It's alright, I've got my booties on. First time in 5 days I've worn socks today. It's a strange feeling.
Yeah, let's take the stabs. There you go.
Thank you so much.
Thanks very much.
We're in. Look at that there. Woo! Good looking boat, isn't it? I'm assuming we're up here, mate. How you going, bud? You alright? Living the dream. We're outdoor seating out here, have we? It's nice. Oh boys, we're on. Right, have a gander, mate. What have we got? Oh, shucks. Cafe down there. Sorry mate, I'm just have a look at this place. It's nice.
Well, I bet you felt a big difference from moving jobs then. Yeah, I do.
Well, now as well, she doesn't go with it.
So there is a cafe on the boat. It's predominantly seating, it's not like unfair as I've been on like P&O for example. It's only 140 minutes travel time anyway, so we get a coffee and chill out with the boys. Moving about a fair bit on the water. I feel it is time to show you and test out my sea legs. Show you the top deck. I'll be back shortly, mate. Oh dear. So England is somewhere this way. Hey!
To be a tropical island, it says.
Is this supposed to be a tropical island off the coast of England, is it? You're having a giraffe, mate. Oh dear, there we go again. We're in. Hi, you okay?
The water temperature will be warmer here than it is off the coast of Cornwall.
There in the distance, Isles of Scilly. Had a big long nap, about an hour and a half. Need some caffeinated beverages and back up to scratch. So what's the plan? Are we going and getting a scran first?
I need some food, mate.
Okay, so we're being led by our stomachs on this this wonderful adventure that we're on.
Well, you two had like a little pasty though, didn't you?
I can always eat, pal. I've never missed a meal in my entire life. Ooh. Okay, so dinner took a little bit longer than expected. So we are now heading towards, excuse my pronunciation, Carreg Gardens, which is a tropical sort of flower place. And we're then going to head to another couple of places. Now the ferry leaves at 4 PM. It is currently 2. So yes, we are getting a little bit of a jog on, and it might be a matter of I get the footage now and I do a voiceover of the information to be included just to speed up the process that little bit more. I must say it's a shame we can't spend more time here, but it's one of them. We did originally think, oh, shall we book and stay on the island for some time, but there's a lot to do when we get back in and around Penzance and St Ives where we're staying. We also want to get down to Land's End also, so you know, we will be back. It's already been discussed that maybe we come down next year after road trip. I'm loving the modes of transport. Finding a lot of cars here seem to be quite banged up. Not sure if they pass an MOT in the UK, but they definitely must do here. Alright. So it must be a lot like Guernsey. I'm well aware that they don't need an MOT there. Yes, I was right. The Isles of Scilly do not need MOT certificates. They do not check them. It isn't policed on the island, but clearly if they come to the UK, they will need a valid MOT and proof of insurance. So that's a little bit of information for you. Very similar to Guernsey and Jersey. The correct pronunciation of this tropical garden is Carreg, not the Carreg that I do say on the video, so I do apologise for that. However, that does mean black rocks in ancient Cornish. A little bit of a fact for you there. There are 5 inhabited islands on the Isles of Scilly. They are St Mary's, which is the one that I visited on this video, Tresco, St Martin's, Briar and St Agnes. All in all, the Isles of Scilly have a population of 2,153, and that number is accurate as of 2001, so it may be a little bit more and it may be a little bit less. Next stop is the Old Town. Considered to be the oldest settlement on the island. Clues in the name there a little bit. I did try search Wikipedia to give you a little bit more information. However, there doesn't seem to be a right lot. So this is the garrison on St Mary's Island. It was originally created, as far as I'm aware, shortly after the Spanish Armada. As they were scared of a second wave coming in. So that was the creation. Anyway, the threat never materialised. However, this still remains, and it provides protection, is what it does, or provided protection towards trade routes for the UK. Starcastle Hotel is what that's called. I imagine it's some of the barracks that's now been converted. Looks like quite a swank do. However, it is open to the public, not just people who are staying there. They have plenty of facilities, better than we do in Wakefield, I must admit. Look here. Basketball, playground, and a full football pitch. And also tennis courts down here, if you can see. Just to name a few. So it turns out the football field that we've just seen is home to the smallest football league in the world. That's the Isles of Scilly Football League. There's only 2 teams in the league. The most prominent featuring seems to be the Woolpack, yes correct, Woolpack Wanderers. They have the most championships also. Now with 2 teams, you'd expect it to be a little bit, like more even. However, you know, clearly not. They play each other 18 times throughout a season. Surely that gets a little bit repetitive, but each to their own. I'd like to see Barnsley FC play against them one day, 100%. What an away day that would be, eh? So this would be a point that they'd mount weapons from and shoot at oncoming ships and potentially invaders. Now, if we can get up here, we'll be able to have a look. Oof, the outside of the wall. As you can see, it is rather steep. There is a sewage system, so it is quite intricate coming out of the bottom. Maybe gives a bit better justice to going down there. Has got a pillbox there as well for protection. So clearly before these were built, it wasn't very well protected at all. It had just been straight off the boat and in, as it were. So it definitely provides an element of being able to fight your way out of the situation, should it occur. I'll continue on. Just jump down here. Oh, not exactly difficult that. However, I have got a stress fracture currently in a metatarsal in my foot. So these batteries are significant defensive positions that have been well thought out over time. Just makes you think how many people were deployed here. Has it ever had to be protected? So the garrison was built in the early 17th century. It was built after incomplete work on what's called Harry's Walls, a bit of a ruin that you can also see on the island. It was supposed to be a defensive position, it never materialised. So during the wars with France between 1793 and 1815, the Isles were actually predominantly defended by the Navy. That's not to say that the walls weren't manned with guns and manpower, they were. However, this was then abandoned in 1863. It was deemed not necessary. It was never invaded during World War II, which means it has never been invaded in the history of it. However, during World War II, the garrison's manning capacity was increased by 1,000 troops and 2 anti-aircraft guns were installed. Fun fact for you as well, the Isles of Jersey and Guernsey, between the Channel Islands that they are called, they were invaded during World War II, and they are the only islands of the only part of the UK that has been invaded. As you can see, there is a lovely bench. Unfortunately, I'm on a little bit of a time frame. It is currently 20 minutes past 3. The final boarding for the ferry is at 4 PM, 1600 hours precisely. So clearly I'm pushing this one a little bit fine, and the bumhole is doing a little bit of the 50 pence, 20 pence, as it were. But we will see. The Woolpack Battery. Now this seems to be the most significant of most of them. And yes, so this is the largest of the garrison gun batteries. It is an impressive armament and was meant to stop enemy ships attempting to navigate the St. Mary's Sound into the harbour. It is made of huge granite blocks, as you can see here. That is 100% granite. Clearly, I'm a geologist as well, jack of many trades. So the pillboxes I pointed out earlier, situated slightly in front of the garrison. Now they were used during World War II. This is more predominantly an 1800s, 1700s era defence system. Now, the 32-pound guns that I showed you earlier, and you will see situated right in front of me here. Now clearly these have been filled in. That's to say that they are not live. Now these are from the 1800s. They are a 32-pound gun. Will do a significant amount of damage, I assume. I'm not going to stop at this one. So it's Redan D. Redan C was just behind me. Considering we've seen the biggest one and there's a little bit of a hurry, can't stress enough. It's just not possible to stop at them all and take it in for its true beauty. However, I must stress that this isle is absolutely unbelievable. It is a traveller's dream. I didn't account for how much uphill there would be on the way back. I've just had a phone call from Henry and the gang. They decided not to come up to the garrison, mainly due to time. So they're now sat in the Atlantic, sinking a nice cold ale. Who can blame them, really? It's just a shame that they missed out on this. However, I got it done, and they have told me to get my skates on, which is clearly what I'm trying to do. But when you're travelling uphill and you've been out of the running for a little while, it's a little bit more difficult. But I'm going to try and make it again. Alright. Gentlemen.
Fucking hell, mate. That was fast.
I've got a bit of a dab on. I won't deny. However, it got done. For some reason, Joe and Henry have decided that a bottle of champagne is in order for the way back. Where this idea has come from eludes me. However, yeah, each to their own. Hello.
4 of you.
It is, yes.
Yeah, cool. Just put your boarding cards.
We'll buy it together, though.
There you go.
Awesome, thank you.
Are they all of ours, yeah?
That's all of us. Oh. Do you need my stubs? No? Somebody's had a pint.